Okay, hello everyone. Mike Potenciano here, and we are going to have our first Petron SAFC Clark TSD Sampaguita Rally. Now, that's a mouthful of all these acronyms that we have, but basically, this is your first event that you shouldn't miss because this will be your introduction to the world of rallying, no, the real world. Okay, and we're very happy that there's a lot of attendees here. So we are now going to go straight. This is geared for the newbies out there, and we'd like to explain what TSD or Regularity Rally is all about. So you will have a basic knowledge of what to do. Okay, so I'll share my screen now, guys, and this is it. Okay, so do you see that, partner? Do you see that, Luis?
Yes po.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, so again, welcome to the Petron Time Speed Distance Rallies, the short for TSD. And we are now uh, basically our TSD Sampaguita Rally. It is short for Time Speed Distance. And like we said, it's the Regularity Rally in other countries and locally known as Sampaguita. We'll explain that why it became a Sampaguita Rally here. And then TSD follows an on-time, all the time format and not getting lost along the route. Are both are the keys to winning this event. Okay. Then we have the objective is to travel a particular route with the distance indicated in the road book at a given average speed. It's also there. And then the only thing you have to do, and it's not the only thing, is you compute the ideal time. Okay, so which will show you how to do later on. Then there is also the basic rule is you will have one demerit for every second that you arrive at a checkpoint early or late. So it's the same demerit for either situation. Next one is the entry with the lowest number of total demerits at the end will be declared the winner. Okay? So, and hindi lang yung total demerits for the time, for the rally itself, but you will see later on what other demerits you can accumulate or be given if you don't follow the regulations. Okay, so here, checkpoints or time controls are either indicated, hidden or secret, closed or pass-through, or do it yourself types. Okay? So, ayan, ang indicated, usually yan, yung start and finish. Okay? So, those are indicated in the road books. And then yung hidden or secret, as the name implies, we will not disclose that. Okay? Then closed or pass-through, you will see, there are some checkpoints that we cannot stop. Like, for example, very high traffic locations that you cannot stop, then you will have to just pass through it. Okay, and the way to know if it's a pass-through checkpoint, we will have a yellow signboard, on the marshal, and that means that you just slow down, signal if you can signal to the marshal, so you know that he sees you, and then you pass through. Okay, and then do it yourself types will be like taking pictures, etc. So ito yung, like we said, the demerits are not only for being on time, but it's also answering the trivia questions. So you need to have the right answers there. You need to do some challenges minsan, which means running up and down somewhere or even going to a museum, for example. No, when we went to Cavite, we had a regrouping area. We went to a museum and parang treasure hunt around the museum area, no, and answering all those questions there. And then picture taking, obviously, along the way will be included. So you have to submit your pictures also after. And if you don't do these things, there will be demerits in the end that will accumulate and bring you down. Definitely, there are some people that are good in the on-time rally format, but then fail to answer all these questions. Okay, so next one, we have the unsafe driving practices, the reckless driving. We do not, allow this, and we don't condone this. So it will lead to very severe penalties, okay, given by us. And especially if you get caught by the police. Okay, if you get caught by the police, nako, ang laki ng demerit ninyo. And we'll know because we are now in this rally, we are well coordinated with Clark's Development Corporation and also with Clark Global City. Okay, so next one, the road book will only be given a few minutes before the start of the event. It's an additional obstacle that we do, and this is something that makes for a very exciting start. No, usually we give it 5 minutes, and how do we give it? It's not going to be a hard copy; it will be a soft copy. Okay, yung soft copy na yan, it's in PDF form, so you can have your gadget, your tablet, your laptop, or even your cell phone to read the road book. Okay? So next one, the awards naman that will be given will be the overall award. So lahat, all the participants are included in this. We'll have the novice class, which is so the participants in the team are all have not competed and finished in the top 3 of our previous TSD events and also in the STV ARCC. Yan yung sa Motoring Today, no? Meron ng mga nananalo that have not competed here, no? And then the family class. The family class is reserved for, there should be at least 2 members of the family up to the 1st degree, no, inside the car. So that will qualify you as a family, class team. Okay. Then we have the masters team, which means you should have at least 1 person inside the car, which will be about 60 years old and over. Okay? So, yan, magandang addition rin yan sa inyo. And like we said, in the last shakedown, overall novice, family, masters were all taken by the yung ating CAD team, CAD, of sila Anthony Antolin, sila Jeff De Leon, because Anthony had his son there. So that qualifies them sa family. They're novices because they never competed before. And they took the 1st overall kagad. And hindi lang nakuha yung masters. Kasi wala silang 60-year-old dun sa team nila. And then the team award here is for a team. To qualify for the team award, you should have about 2 or 3 cars in a team. Okay? And then we get the top 2 standings. We add them on, and the one with the biggest number of points wins that team award. Okay, then there should be about 2 to 5 persons in the car, with 3 people as the ideal number to be the driver, route, and time navigators. Okay, so route and time navigators ideally separate, but before sa Tour de Cebu, they were like, they only had 2 because it was a sports car, and generally they discourage having, they don't allow a 3rd member there. So it's very hard to compete in that Tour de Cebu format. Okay, so next, a team award. Ayan na, and-explain na natin. And then the driver should have a valid driver's license. Okay? And ito, other members required if they will be driving, they should also have a valid license. No? Ang registration fee, luma na to, 500 pesos. This is now 5,000 pesos. Okay? And it's no longer per head, it's per car. Okay? And that is for this event only. Like we said, if it becomes a 2 to 3 day event, then this will go up. No? The corresponding fees will have to be paid, etc. Forms filled, waivers signed before the entry is allowed to compete. Okay? So ito ang mga myths that we heard or we saw being brought up by a lot of people joining us for the first time. And the first myth is we need a full race rally car. Okay? So this is entirely false, as the average speeds are way below the speed limits of the open public roads that we use. Okay, like for example, in this event, in NLEX, the average speed speed is only 80 and the speed limit is 100. No, so there you can see that we are way within our legal road speeds. Okay, then you will only need a car that is road legal, definitely, because we're using roads. So please make sure that it's a road legal car. It must be, I hope, it is easy to drive, comfortable for all the team members to sit in, which means air conditioning is important, and reliable enough to finish the event. Okay, so myth 2, speed is important. Okay, like we said, after that yung rally car, speed takes a back seat to not getting lost and being on time all the time. So not getting lost around the course is the most important job of all. Okay, since we will give one demerit for every second that the crew is either late or early at the checkpoint, the crew should not get lost or overspeed kasi we will try and catch you with those hidden checkpoints. Okay, myth 3, local knowledge is the key. While this is an advantage, in reality, it doesn't matter. Kasi we can tell you now, we go from BGC to Clark, and then we're going to watch the races in Clark Speedway. But in between, you don't know where we will be passing. And that is why you have to really follow everything's a road book. Okay? And kami, when we join mga events in Clark, in Subic, in somewhere else that were brought to in that STV Auto Rally Club, no, we don't know those places that we go through, but we follow our road book and we get to the destinations on time. So ito, definitely you cannot shortcut the course, as there are unannounced checkpoints, there are DIY challenges, and trivia questions along the way. So you must follow the correct route. Okay, next, most electronic gadgets are now allowed. Okay, before, well, the myth is we need expensive gadgets. Before, it's not true that you need expensive gadgets. Most electronic gadgets allowed are cell phones, which everyone I think has, scientific calculators from your high school days or college days, GPS locators if you have, no, will be good, and or any gadget that can communicate outside the car, no. So before we never allowed these gadgets inside the car. Now we have, after the pandemic, we are now trying to be on the same level as that of the international ones, and we allow all these gadgets in your car. No? So iPads, smartwatches, laptops, etc., they're all allowed. No? So, and then the best thing is that for Android phones, the mobile apps there are free to download, and this will be a big help. We'll tell you what you'll need, and hopefully you can download them right away. And then there are speed distance tables. No, if you're an old school guy and you want a hard copy, we'll show you the hard speed distance tables that you can print in enlarged form. And there you can basically help you calculate for the right time to be at a certain point. And then digital clocks are allowed and cheap to buy. Usually that's in mga Japan store, and you get those ones that have the second display. Okay, so myth 5, I can do it on my own. Sorry, but we require 2 to 5 people. Okay, and ideal crew, like we said, is 3 members. And just finding your way with the road book, or that is not in a hard copy format, and computing for the perfect time is not really good for only one person. So, but hope in the future, we hope to have a Sampaguita Rally for bikes, no? And definitely that will be for one person only. So, for bikers out there, stay tuned. Okay, myth 6, TSD runs are slow and boring. Okay, so the pace might be slow, but the mental stress is very high. You will need all the time to navigate and compute at a good pace. In TSD, all the people in the car will have to work together inside a very stressful and cramped car environment. Okay? Yung sa TDC, I know a lot of people were like shoulder to shoulder. Sila Diggs de Magiba, and also we're all shoulder to shoulder. Can you imagine they do that for 3 days? And and they're obviously in a very cramped situation. It's very stressful. And then if you have also a special one that you will be driving with in this event, if you finish the event and you're still talking to each other, then you are really meant to be together. Okay? Kasi I definitely know a couple that after their event, nako, hindi na sila nag-uusap, at saka they sat away from each other so, after the event. Okay? So myth 7, the driver is the most important member. Okay? I don't think so. He might play a crucial role, pero all team members are actually very important. In my opinion, the route navigator is the most important. Next is the timer, and finally the driver. So computing the time required to get to a checkpoint is not easy, especially inside the moving car. It is also hard to find a good timer that is usually that will do the job. No, kasi no one, not a lot of people are those natural mathematicians, and they really shy away from doing even a simple calculation. So when we race in TSD events for the mini team, I take on the timer role. Lindy is the route navigator, and our driver is from the mini club. So that's, even I have to go down, or I have to go to the role of being a timer, and relinquish the driving job. Okay, so next one, no practice is required. Myth 8, with a lot of people assuming that TSD events are easy, they usually say that they don't need to practice, but this is the biggest mistake of all. Okay, most of us are not professional TSD rally drivers, so any kind of practice and attending these pre-events briefings will definitely help. So we give at least one briefing before the event, and one seminar na ngayon, 2 weeks before this one. And then we have a shakedown at the start of the season. Now we can provide you the route sa shakedown, and you can practice on your own. What I know, the one that won, sila Bimsi and wife Tatik. Tatik was the navigator. After the shakedown, she went 3 times again around BGC to practice the shakedown route, and yun, that's one of her secret. And they won the clubman class, 7th overall. Clubman for them is according to the make of car, which is not I think JB will have to tell us kung ano yung composition of Clubman car. Okay, myth 9. Let's just follow the leader. Okay. So again, this myth, please do not commit, okay, this mistake of following another car. And like yan, sinabi ni JB, some people followed si James Deakin. Yung pala si James is not going to join the whole route. And he veered off already from the official route and people started following it. I'm nabangga pa. So there's the saying na the blind leading the blind. And that was, I think, a very good example of it. So if you get lost, always try to work out where you got lost and trace the route from there. So ibig sabihin, backtrack kayo. Huh? And then if you miss any checkpoint along the way, and how do you know this? We will tell the marshals what the their checkpoint number is. And if you miss it, then please, you have to again go back, look for it, because if you don't, it will double your demerits. And you'll see how it is, why you should do it, no? Why you should backtrack. And obviously, be confident that you can do it, okay? So trust your navigators. So myth 10, I don't run. Okay, ito is basically when we started ang TSD, we called it a fun run for the sponsors to entice more people to join. So it was called the TSD Fun Run. So people thought it was a marathon. So it's not a marathon, but it's now a rally event. So that's why it has evolved into a TSD Sampaguita Rally. And later on, you'll see why it's called the Sampaguita. So this will lead to, hopefully, your introduction to the world of stage rallying in the Philippines, where you get to drive, faster, and you get to really try and beat yourself to make the best time. Okay. So, any questions? Is everyone still awake? Okay, ka ba? Yes, Luis. Okay, good. Okay, so now we go to the official one, which is the TSD roadbook sample. Okay? Yeah, and dito you can see that here we have an example of what we have. But right now we made some revisions from this, but let's take it one thing at a time. The top part, you will see the start and you will see the finish point. Okay, you start and finish. If you get lost and you really can't go find yourself, please go to the finish point. Okay, and like in this our event this time, we have divided it into 6 stages. So which means that if you only have a problem in one stage, then hopefully you can make bawi in the next 5 stages. Okay. And here in this example, can you see my pointer? Okay naman, no? Yeah, okay, Luis. And this is one whole stage that we did almost 160 kilometers ng ARCC noong 2017. Okay? Yan yung sa STV, sa Motoring Today. And ito sinasabi ko yung page number. Okay, yung page number, take a look at that also. Don't just, dahil minsan, when it was during the time of yung hard copies, people are the ones that bind it, and it can get lost. It's not in chronological set. So you have to make sure that page 1 and etc. So next one, we have the total. So first column, you will now see the total distance. Okay. And then in the second column, it's called part, or what we call interval. And dito sa total distance, you can see when you zero the odometer, you will now, when you move point one, because before gadgets were not allowed, and we only use the odometer of the cars. this time, since gadgets are allowed, we are recommending that you use the Rabbit Rally app. Okay. Now we'll show you later how it looks like. Okay. And Rabbit Rally app will be good for its GPS, uses GPS location. So it's good up to the thousands of a kilometer. Okay? So that means that itong odometer will now be able, we will now put in hindi thousands but up to the hundreds. So it will be two decimal places. So 0.00 at the start, and this interval will now be more accurate at 0. Sabi mo na 12. Ganon. Okay? So ano yung 0.12? Since it's ang zero niya is 1 kilometer, ang 0.1 of a kilometer is 100 meters. Okay? And 0.12 is 120 meters. Huh? So that's how you read it. And so on down the line. No? When you see this. And then sa interval, makikita mo, is that you have all these mga in between na difference between the first and the second column. And dyan, just to make sure yung mga columns, we call it the action points. Okay? So, on row 1 is action point 1, row 2, action point 2, row 3, ganyan, action point 3, and so on down the line. We put in 6 action points in one page. Okay, why do you want to know this? Kasi when we have corrections, for example, or some problems along the route, like there is an accident, there is a detour, we will call your attention. Hopefully, we will have a marshal before uh, that problem, and we will tell them, okay, please inform the participants that is in page 1, action point 3, for example, third row, there is an accident, okay, and we're detoured to turn left. Okay, so we will now, you will now hopefully get you back on course in the future. Okay? But then obviously pag pinadetour namin kayo, iba na ang total distance. So you will now have to follow naman ang ating interval distance. Okay, so this we will, ang maganda sa lahat, yung Rabbit Rally app, you can change. Okay, you can input the odometer reading. Okay? So when you get lost, sabihin mo na when you're doing already 3.65 kilometers and you get lost, and you have to backtrack to 2.50, you can go back to 2.50 dahil yung alam mo na tama ka, and then input mo ulit ang 2.5 reading. Okay? So later on, you'll see that. Hopefully, we'll get to see that. Okay. Next one. So any question? Nga pala. Nagmamadali tayo. Okay, so after the first two columns, we have the third column, and this third column is where the pictures are, or what we call the tulips. Okay, ito na yung tinatawag na tulip direction. And dito sa tulip direction, ang thing to remember here, if you haven't seen a tulip direction, is the round ball is where you are located. Okay? And for this, for example, in action point 1, you are here and you will take a hard left. Okay? Where the arrow is located. So it's an intersection, and this was in Harbor Point. So when we exit the Harbor Point driveway, we take a hard left into the main road. Okay? So that's why yan ang indication. Okay? And then this line here, there's an intersection or a road right before you have to pass that road dito. And hindi na nilagay distant dahil maikli. Okay, so again, the ball is where you are coming from and you want to head into the arrow direction. Okay, so when you come to the second action point, it is this round ball, and then you go straight, you will come here. So after 0.1 or 100 meters, you will come to this intersection and it was supposed to be looking like this. Okay? So, and ganun rin sa third. Sa third naman, you're coming down also here, going straight, crossing an intersection, and then merong X. Yung X na yan is, there's a code, and it's cinemas. So, we go past the cinemas. And in our event, ang X na minsan is a trivia question. Sasabihin naman, what's on X? Okay? So once on X, blank to, ilalagay mo cinemas. Okay? So, Luis, mute lang kita, Luis, ha? Yeah. Oo. Ayan. We can hear your ano. Okay, so next one. Okay. So next, dito sa, there's also codes that we will be using sa information section, which is the fourth column. And dito sa ating information, ang straight on, hindi na namin nilalagay kompleto. Ilalagay lang namin SO. Okay, so SO is straight on. Huh? And meron rin T left. So that is usually a T junction. And then turn, or it's called also a turn right. Huh? And then after the information is your average speed. Ngayon, itong average speed is the one that we said we give you kung ano yung sa tingin namin na safe speeds that you go through. Okay? And then a bonus time, ito yung bonus 5 seconds, hiniwalay na namin to in another column, which is already your 6th column dito. And ano yung bonus time? Yung bonus time ay sa amin ang naka-indicate is +5. Yan yung bonus 5 seconds. It's given to you in essence because we expect that you will be in a traffic situation, like in an intersection, like in something that you have to wait and you cannot go reach your average speed kaagad. So kaya kami anong bonus 5 seconds. Now, ang bonus 5 seconds is another very crucial thing because you will use that when you compute for the perfect time. Now, we'll show you later. Oh, any question dito sa column natin? Sa road book. No question? Paul?
Yes,
Luis.
Sir Mike. If we were to choose a hard copy of it, could we like mark with a pen yung mga tapos na? Is that okay on the road
Yes.
books? Okay, thank you po.
In fact, Luis, good you brought it up. The winner of the last race, they had a printer inside their car. And they were able to print hard copies for all and they gave it to everyone. Okay, so if you're more comfortable with hard copies, I suggest you bring a printer inside the car that you can match to your cell phone, your gadget, or what have you. No? So kaya pala buti sinare na yung sikreto nila. So that helps a lot. So anyone else? Question? Wala naman? Okay. Some ano lang dito sa road book. Again, we will, as much as possible when we give it to you, yung format, PDF format, it's up to you na lang kung we give it per page, no? And hopefully, pag tinignan naman namin kahit sa mobile phone, it's easily readable naman. Okay, so next, yan, route navigation. Okay, so after how we explained yung itsura ng road book, because last time sa shakedown, almost all of them that attended the seminar never saw a road book na tulip, no? And nga pala, kaya doon tulip sa ibang bansa, naging sampaguita dito sa atin. Kasi ang sampaguita is our national flower, tulip naman in England, basically. So, nung ginawa dito, dinala ng mga in the 1960s ng mga ating Sampaguita Rally drivers, yan, they named it as Sampaguita Rally, which we're trying to commemorate pa rin up to now, no? And revive it. Okay, so next one. Okay, the first thing to do is zero your trip meter as indicated where it's written here in the information. And ito, ang pagsi-zero nito is at the driveway exit before you turn left. Okay? So before you move forward, make sure that you zero your app or your odometer if you're going to use the car's odometer. So next one, you run at the average speed indicated here of 20 kilometers per hour, travel 0.1 of a kilometer or 100 meters, and it will reach, and you will reach this point in the second action point, an intersection that will go straight on. So that's how you do it, and you do everything for the next action point. So you travel again 20 kilometers per hour, travel, now you look at the interval at 200 meters, ang total is 0.3, you travel, you get to this intersection here, and you go straight on. And then, pagdating na naman sa next one, pagdating mo dito, i-increase ka na ng speed na 30 kilometers per hour. Okay? And you travel 300 meters, and your total will now be 0.6, and you come at this, may straight on, na may branch dito. Okay. Okay, some tips. Tayo muna, tingnan natin kung yung tips. Okay, mamaya. Tingnan natin yung tips sa road. Yan. Wala pa. Okay. Okay, so any question muna? Okay, some tips dito sa route navigation. Ang average speeds nyo is not the speed that you have to do the whole time. Okay? What we do or what we advise is for you to travel 5 to 10 kilometers faster. Okay? Than what is indicated. Okay? Why is that? Because obviously ang average speed is right from the get-go, dapat 20 ka na kaagad. Hindi mo naman magagawa yun dahil you're starting from zero. So, you try to increase your average speed for you to hit the average speed right there. Now, if there's someone na magta-time sa inyo, better. No? So, that is one tip. And second is always look for ang mga action points. Okay? Kasi ang unannounced na checkpoint will always be put somewhere along the action points. We will not put checkpoints that are not indicated or the action point is not indicated. Okay? So, do you understand? So, that means na, kuwari dito, hindi ako maglalagay ng checkpoint, no? Sabihin mo na dito, 300. Can you see my pointer? Kita niyo naman, no? Yan, Luis. Okay. So, dito, 0.3 at to 0.5. Ang interval is 500 meters. I will not put a checkpoint at 250 meters, for example. I will only put checkpoints where it is indicated here. So, kung wari dito sa straight on, pwede ako all of a sudden meron unannounced checkpoint dito. No? Hindi siya indicated, but baka maglagay ako dyan. Okay? So, always try to look for all the action points kasi baka may hidden checkpoint ka dyan. Okay? And ang hidden checkpoint, later on, you will know if it's a pass-through or if it's a checkpoint that you have to stop. Okay? And will show you kung anong indication nun. Ang stop, ang checkpoint that you have to stop is indicated with the red sideboard. Okay, next. Ang ano naman natin is, ito na, yung ating time navigation. So hopefully, naintindihan nyo na yung route navigation, punta naman tayo sa time navigation. Okay, sa time navigation, okay, you still have your road book. Ang first na gagawin mo is take note of yung action point, average speed and bonus time. So ito naman ang gagawin ng timer, no? So dito 20 at ito ay bonus plus 5 seconds. So ang next ay kukunin mo sa second action point or the next action point below. Kukunin mo ngayon ang interval, which is 0.1 of a second. Okay? So dito sa 0.1 of a second, 0.1 of a kilometer, sorry. 0.1 of a kilometer, that's 100 meters. Now, ang gagawin mo ngayon is you go dati sa amin, you have your speed distance table na bawal kasi mga gadgets noon. And dito sa speed distance table, okay, ito yan. You get your 20 kilometers per hour, which is your x-axis, okay, your horizontal axis, and your distance is the one yung sa y-axis or yung vertical axis, okay? So sa 20, and you travel 0.1, ang makukuha mo dito is 18 seconds. Okay? So yan ang intersection yan, 18 seconds. Okay? Hopefully you see that. Okay? And yan, 18 seconds na yan, highlighted dito, i-add mo ngayon ang bonus na 5 seconds. So that becomes now your 23 seconds ang total time mo to reach this one. So if you are in the right, you have a timer that's good, he or she will say na, okay, we will reach this point in 23 seconds. Okay? And ikaw naman as driver or yung sinong driver, kailangan i-maintain mo yung, you hit that point there. Okay, in 23. And how do you know it? That's where naman yung mamaya, yung tips na sasabihin namin, na mayroon kang digital clock mounted on your dashboard. Okay, so lahat nito, can you imagine lahat nitong mga trabaho na to, ang timer gagawin each action point. Okay? And kaya no one really loves or really likes to become a timer. Okay? That ang daming trabaho. So it is a necessary evil to win in the TSD Sampaguita Rally. Okay? So question. May question ba on the time navigation?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Ano yung recommended trip point dun sa interval? Kasi di ba some intersections might be 10 meters long or 10 meters wide. Where do you recommend that we trip the interval?
Kami, ang ginagawa namin, we try as, dahil yung GPS, no, is so accurate, no, na up to 1,000 of a meter. Kami, basta dumating ka doon sa intersection sa gitna, okay, that's where we get the reading. So for this, for example, pagdating mo dito sa 0.1, dapat ang titrip ka right at the center of the intersection where this arrow of my pointer is. So you trip it at this point.
How about the mic kung let's say T right or Y left, saan iti-trip?
Always usually sa apex, no? Okay. Or kung saan yung pinakagitna ng intersection. Okay. But sometimes naman, we kuwari exit sa highway. Okay? Exit sa highway, hindi na sa gitna. We usually do it right when you see yung diversion road or yung exit lane starts, no? So that is where you start. So but hindi naman masyado crucial 'yon, no? Dahil gusto lang namin na malaman mo yung exit lane. Ang importante itong mga intersection kung saan iti-trip, no? Or saan ka magsi-zero. Yung sinasabi ni Paul is saan ka magsi-zero, no? To get the intervals again. Yeah, some people they only use naman yung total, no? But some people they use the interval. The winners nung last time, yan sila Bimsy and Tatik, like we said, they use the interval. Okay? Nagsi-zero sila kaagad every do sa rabbit up na every time they come to an intersection. And may kasalanan nga daw si Bimsy dahil hindi siya sumunod na one time. Naligaw pa sila at least in those 3 days, they can all recall 2 beses lang sila na nawala. So, napaka-seryosong napakagaling ni Tatik maging navigator. Dapat kunin mo, Paul. Okay. So next. So any more questions? So itong speed distance table, we can provide that to you. Like we said, ito, you can enlarge it and bring it with you and laminate it. And as you can see dito, we only have up to 80, and then a distance only up to 3 kilometers. So what if now you have average speeds of 100, okay, and longer distances? So what you do in the case na first option is kung 80 yan, dadagdag ka ng 20 pa. Okay? So kung anong total niyan, sabi mo na 100 average speed at 5 kilometers. So 80 ka muna sa 3 kilometers, kunin mo total time nito, and then dagdag ka ng 20 at saka 2 kilometers. Dagdag ka pa ng 6 minutes. Okay? So ang total time mo will be 8 minutes 15 seconds. Okay? So that is the easiest way, but the best way which we're coming up is using the time speed distance formula. Okay? And ito yung time speed distance formula. Time will be in minutes, distance will be in kilometers, and average speed will be kilometers per hour. So this is your time equals distance times 60, which is your correction factor, to make it the time in 60 minutes, and then your speed divided by the speed. Okay? So yung mga magagaling dyan sa math, this is what they do. And I know of a team na mga kapatid ni Lindy, who's a very good math actuarial science graduate sa Ateneo, and never use the time speed distance table, and only use this formula in all computations, and they won. So that's how accurate this one. So let's see how it's applied. Yan, ito yung calculation example. You can see na yung action point, for example, let's say you start at 10 a.m. Yung ideal time, to calculate for the ideal time, you have 0.1 of yung distance, yung 100 meters or 0.1 of a kilometer, multiplied by 60, yung correction factor, and divided by the speed, kilometers per hour, 20 kilometers. And you will get 0.3 of a minute times 60 mo ulit to get the seconds. So it becomes 18 seconds. And then you add, wala dito yung, sorry, hindi na-add yung 5 seconds na bonus. So kailangan ang official, which is 23 seconds lalabas. So ang time na dadating ka doon, dapat 10:23. Okay? And ganun rin so on down the line, when you do your action point 3, it becomes 36 seconds. When you go to the cinemas, and dadating ka doon at 10:00.54. Ito, wag mo na masyado ka-calculate. Okay? Minsan natatakot na lahat ng tao, Mike, bakit napakahirap pala niyan? And mamaya, kay kwento ko sa ito na yung timing tips. Okay? So, sa timing tips, okay? Oh, si Nico, raise his hand. Okay, Nico. Question.
Yeah, I might have a question. Is it okay if you go back?
Medyo mahina yung volume mo, Nico. Yeah.
Is it okay if you go back to the page of the root book,
Okay.
showing the bonus,
Oo.
the column of bonus
Yes. Ito.
there? Yeah, I'm looking at the column. I guess that's the fifth column.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, we're meant in that case, like you said, that we're meant to add the bonus time to the
Yes.
computed time of the 0.1 or 100 meter interval
Yes.
traveling at 20.
Right.
So you would have us add 5 seconds to, I think
Yeah.
that was
18,
18 seconds,
18
23,
seconds. Yes.
23.
Yes. Magiging 23.
Yeah, I recall joining in other events, I recall that when you have a bonus, it's actually indicated as start of bonus section, because the bonus would actually spill over to the following or to the next action plans.
point.
So
Oh, yeah.
action points. Because I'm wondering if yung bonus, let's say for the first row, for the first action point where it says
Mhm.
bonus is 5, and let's say you're meant to turn, does that mean you negotiate that turn? I'm sorry, yung straight on,
Uh-uh.
you added the bonus when you go straight on. That's where you add it. So dapat when you're crossing, that naka 23 seconds ka na.
Oh, okay,
Tama ba?
ganito, no? Yung bonus 5 seconds mo is
Yeah.
applied on the next action point.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you reach this one, dapat
Okay.
dito 18 plus 5, 23 seconds.
Okay.
And this is important. Kuwari ako dito, naglagay akong checkpoint dito. No?
Yeah.
Dito sa third action point. So dito 23 seconds ka to reach this one. And then 20 again to do point 2 naman. 20 to point 2 is 36 seconds. So kagaya ito. Ito 36 seconds. And then meron akong bonus na 15 seconds. No? Ito naman. So yung 15 seconds na yon at 36, so that will now be 51. So 51, kung ako may checkpoint dito, kailangan 23 plus 51 is your 74 seconds. Or
Yeah. 114. Yeah.
Ako, dapat dumating ka dito in 74 seconds. So ang bonus is always used to
On the following.
to the following. It's when you do your kilometer reading na interval. Pag ganon, para ating basa is pag ganon.
Yeah.
Slanted. Yan,
Okay. Okay.
And then you add your bonus time on that next action point. And always remember, it's included in the calculation. Yung iba, kinakalimutan yung bonus, which is not good. No? Okay. Any more questions? Okay, yan. Si Luis, yes, Rabbit Rally 2.0. That's correct. Luis, that's the one. Yep. That's the one that you should download. Okay. Okay, so next. Let's go move forward. And ito na mga timing tips that we're going to give you guys. So first of all, sync your stopwatches, okay, with the official time. Okay, ano yung stopwatches nyo? Even yung Rally app, yung Rabbit app, even though we use the auto feature to get the time, the GPS time, minsan it's when you open the app that will get yung time na yon. So minsan ang official time at saka atin hindi nagma-match. So you have to sync it with our time. When you get familiar with the app, you will see that there's a plus 1 second, plus point something of a second, or minus, and that's how you sync that Rabbit app with ours. No? So it's a very, very useful app. In fact, what we heard was yung sila, yung nga, the Team Mapa at saka sila Dimagiba, the team, those two teams that competed sa atin, they were the only ones using yung Rabbit app. And right away, they did well. No? Even the ladies, yung mga ladies, sila Hirsch at saka si Diggs, si Hirsch at saka si Des, were the ones that won the inaugural All-Ladies Cup. No? So, and they all did it because of nag-practice sila dito. Okay, so next one. Yung stopwatch is allowed to be carried by the timer. Okay, so or anyone inside the car. So we suggest that you have a stopwatch, no, on you. And those dati kasi ang in the STV events, there should be one person to go out of the car and punch in. Ngayon, hindi na kami ganon, no? So, ang marshal will bring another app na tawag namin yung NRS Rally Clock. Yung NRS Rally Clock will be the ones used by the marshals, and you will punch in on their mobile phones. Okay? And that will give you your official time. Now, meron rin kami record noon, and later on, we'll show you what to do with that. No? Pagdating mo sa mga checkpoint. So, ako, ito mali, iba na to, hindi na simple calculator, and allowed na ang scientific and programmable calculators. No? Okay, so inside. So, please familiarize yourselves with simple arithmetic or yung multiplication tables, kasi that's faster than using a calculator. Bring your own timing tables, and like we said, try to increase it pa, enlarge it para madali mabasa. Okay. Next one, you will have, you please advise yung driver sa timing tips if he has to slow down or hasten yung pace. Okay, diyan naman kailangan yung driver medyo nakikinig sa inyo. If you see that according to your the timer na hindi na nalilate kayo or something, make sure you find an action point that you can base your time and see if you are on time or not. Okay, and then you tell the driver to hurry up. Okay, so again, 5 to 10 kilometers per hour higher is what we advise, and you try to check in at the perfect time. Okay, sometimes you can wait a little in the checkpoint, but not so much, para pagka punch in mo na meron kang stopwatch hawak rin, makikita mo na pwede kang mag-punch in at the exact second. And we did this several times. We were winners of yung mga stages in the STV, and we were able to get mga perfect times. No? Okay, so next, make sure na ito, yung average speed, medyo na ano mo na rin, yung average speed kontra distance, memorize na, if possible, yung mga seconds. Kasi sometimes it's very common, like doing an average speed of 20 kilometers per hour, 0.1, dapat alam mo na 18 seconds yun. Okay? So you don't have to keep ano. Okay, then this one, we have the TSD time card. Okay, the TSD time card is basically your passport. Okay? Your passport for the event. And please do not lose this, or ang penalties exclusion for the event. Kami, hindi na namin na exclude from the event. We just give you demerits for when you lost it. Kasi meron na tayo nga yung Rabbit app, meron pa tayong NRS Rally Clock. So we have an indication, or we have some data to back you up na you are there, that you passed our ano. So we can recreate it. So we just give you a demerit for losing it. And then we try to. Okay, ito naman yung mga control markers na makikita mo. And like here, dito sa control marker, it's basically red ang background. And ang red background is an indication of you should stop. Okay? So if you see a red background marker, stop, and you have to punch in. Okay? Now, if you see that red is replaced by yellow color, ang tawag naman niyang pass-through. Okay? So you or pass-through or closed. So ibig sabihin, ang marshal na ang magpa-punch in sa iyo doon. Okay? Now, ito yung mga tips naman sa checkpoints. Okay? Ang announced TCs, these are time control, are identified sa road book, especially yung start-finish locations. Okay? Marshals will present to witness your punch in and sign your time card. Okay, so ganito ang procedure, mga kasama, when you come to a checkpoint. When you arrive at a checkpoint, okay, The marshal will go near your car. You don't have to go out. You will now press the mobile app where it's indicated to capture your time. Press that. And once you press that, okay, it will now indicate your time there. The marshal will show you the app. You will see the time. He will now write it down on your time card. You will give your time card to him. He will write down the time and sign it. Okay? And you can also ask the marshal kung ano ang kanyang control checkpoint number. So this is important kasi kami, naligaw rin kami before, sa STB Rally, we proceeded to checkpoint 2. Okay? We never saw the checkpoint 1. And yung pala, yung checkpoint 1 was in a waiting shed for a public transport na may pumarada na bus. Eh kami eksakto umo-overtake doon sa bus, hindi namin nakita, and tuloy nalampasan namin ang checkpoint 1. So what we did is we returned all the way there, and that's when we found yung ano. Okay? And kikwento ko bakit kailangan gawin yon. Ha? Okay? So next one. So dito naman sa unannounced or hidden checkpoints, again, this is where we want you to know if it's red or yellow. Dahil doon mo malalaman kung unannounced hidden na stop or itong closed TC na you should not stop pag yellow ang kanyang background. Okay? So do it yourself TCs. These are in a predetermined area. We'll give you a certain number of plus seconds, and that's usually when we ask you to take a picture of something. Okay, so we give you extra time to stop, either go down or you're not, and then you take a picture of that location. So at least we know that you passed that location and you did that shortcut. Okay, so that's your do-it-yourself TC. So any questions on announce, unannounced, closed, and do-it-yourself? Okay naman, everyone? Okay. So ito na mga tips naman doon, ha? Once you see the time control checkpoint, turn your hazard lights on, prepare to stop, bring your time card out, and ito punch in, hindi na magpa-punch in. Okay? Pa-punch in ka doon sa app. Okay? In fact, you don't have to go down. Yung marshals will bring the app, their mobile phones to you, and you just punch in there. And then before leaving yung TC, yung meron kayong kung kayo may time card, meron naman a marshal na registry book. Okay, yung clipboard. And then kung a marshal ang magsasign sa time card nyo, kayo naman ang magsasign doon sa kabila. So at least lahat tayo merong basis of what happened, no? At saka yung time nyo. Okay, so next, ito ang importante that you should know. Okay, ang start time. Okay, pag kayo, kuwari, nag-start kayo sa BGC Auto Hub. Okay, you will be, doon sa time card nyo, ang marshal kagad will write down your start time. Okay, start kayo doon every 1 minute. Okay, take off up to the next car. So 1 minute intervals. Ha? And doon sa 1 minute interval na yon, ay pagdating nyo, sabi mo na dito, pagdating nyo, sabi mo na nag-punch in kayo sa first checkpoint at 11:20:31 or 11:20:31 seconds. Okay? Ang start time mo, you have to add 1 minute. Okay? To yung time mo, yung actual time mo na nakuha. So ang start time mo for the next stage is 11:21:31. Okay? So add 1 minute from the time that you punch in, 11:20:31, and start time mo is 11:21:31. Okay? So that 1 minute, you can either rest, compose yourself, or you can also go and move right away. Okay? But at least meron kang 1 minute na baon na para to compose yourself. Okay. So, tingnan natin kung nandito yung tip. So, everyone understands that? Pag yan ay yung kulay red, okay, na checkpoint marker. Pag color yellow, you pass through it, marshal lang ang mag-stop, wala kayong start time doon. The start time mo is still the same from the previous checkpoint. Okay, understood? Everyone? Okay. So, why is this important? Okay, kasi when you, why is this important? Kasi pag dito, kagaya kami, no, nangyari dun sa amin, is, sabi mo na, ano muna ako mag-stop sharing. Okay, nawala yung aking video. Okay, yung aking is generally, we have, nawala yung aking video. Okay. Ayan, oo. So, ano nangyayari dun sa sinabi ko na nung naligaw kami, for example, doon sa STV Rally, na we missed checkpoint 1. Dahil may pumarada na bus. Pagdating namin doon sa isang checkpoint, ang sinabi namin doon sa anong control number nyo? So, sinabi na checkpoint number 2 na kami. Ay, nako, hindi pa kami nagche-check-in sa number 1. So, hindi kami nag-check-in. Okay? Nag-U-turn kami, nag-backtrack kami all the way, and pumunta kami, nahanap namin ngayon yung checkpoint number 1. So, we were about 35 minutes late when we entered checkpoint 1. And that's okay kasi ang maximum time that binibigay lang namin, na maximum demerits nyo is 5 minutes. Okay? So yung 35 minutes na yon na delayed kami, ang binibigay lang namin is 300 demerits. Okay? So why is this again very useful info? Kasi pag dumating kami doon, sabihin mo na dumating kami ng 11:20:31 as yung example natin dito, meron kami ngayon 1 minute na start time. So dadating kami doon at ang start namin ngayon is 11:21. So we start again from 0, from 11:21. Wala kaming extra demerits. And since alam na namin kung nasan yung checkpoint number 2, nag-eksakto kami dumating doon, 0 demerits kami, on time to the second, no? Nakabawi kami in the next stage, okay? Or the next checkpoint. So, if we did not go back, we will have 300 demerits na for not having finish time in checkpoint 1, and we will have another 300 demerits kasi wala kaming start time, no, for checkpoint number 2. So in essence we would have gotten 600 demerits na yun na minimize namin sa 300 demerits lang kasi meron kaming start time sa checkpoint number 1 to get to checkpoint 2. So that is why you have to go back and look for checkpoint number do it chronologically. Okay? Any question? Wala? Okay, good.
Question.
Oh, yes, question po.
Yung sabi mo take note of the checkpoint number, no? I
Yes.
guess when you say the chronology of yung checkpoint numbers, ito yung para sa red na TC, no? Hindi sa yellow na
Yes,
TC.
so red lang.
Okay.
If it's all yellow, lampasan mo lang ng lampasan.
Okay, so and hindi siya kasama sa kwenta, di ba?
Hindi sa
So-
kuwari, meron ka na lampasan na sabi mo na checkpoint before yung close, no? Na may close in between.
Yeah.
Kukunin pag nalampasan mo, pag nagbumalik ka at lumampas ka ulit doon sa close, kukunin namin second mo na lang.
Right. So yung let's say sa scenario na dinescribe mo, let's say checkpoint 1, you got in, then And then when I get to the next red one, even if there was a yellow in between, it would be checkpoint number 2 as far as the chronology goes, diba?
Yes, it can be that it will not be called checkpoint 2, okay? But it will be called, it will not be TC2, it will be close CC1.
CC1. Okay.
CC, close checkpoint 1. Para hindi magulo.
Copy. Okay, copy.
So TC will be for closed, will be for stop, for hidden, for announced and unannounced checkpoints. Yun ang TC. Okay. So now we share again. We go back to our regular programming. Okay. So let's go forward. And dito, okay, in case sa checkpoint tips, in case there are a lot of cars that are in TC, the marshal will obviously cater to the first come, first serve. Pero if you're late already, that doesn't mean na hindi kayo pwedeng mag-check-in. You can go down and tell the marshal, I'm late already, I have to punch in. Okay? So, you just tell the marshal na advise mo sila, late ka na, kailangan mo na mag-punch in. So, if you're not yet late by 5 minutes going into that control point, makisuyo ka na, makipunch in ka. Okay? And then wait for your time and fill up the forms after that. Kaya minsan talaga kuwawa yung marshal pag nagkagulo-gulo at nalilito. And in fact, in Clark, I believe you will get lost. Okay, I am sure you will get lost. So, dahil maraming road networks doon na magkakadikit. And if you don't follow it closely, nako, maliligaw ka. Okay, so next tip, you should leave the TC area at the moment you get the time. So, abante ka lang ng kaunti para naman hindi magsama-sama kayo doon sa TC. Okay? And also, at the same time, you don't want to give the other cars behind you yung kitang-kita na tumigil ka kasi. No? So, alam na nila may checkpoint doon. So, you want to advance a little para hindi pa nila alam yun. Okay? But you have 1 minute to move to the next one. Okay? So, next one, it is highly recommended that you note down your perfect time. Okay? Paki-note yung perfect time nyo. Okay? When you start computing up to that checkpoint, kasi magre-recompute na naman kayo. No? And after nun, yung mga perfect times nyo, i-add kasi yon. And at medyo advanced na yan, pero that's what we do. No? And then, please park as close as possible sa right-hand side of the road so we don't create any problems with other road users. Okay, and let's promote yung mga responsible and courteous driving. Okay, so next one, there's also what we call a regrouping area. Okay, itong regrouping area is where we collect some of the time cards kung kailangan, kung hindi, you go through it, bring it with you, no? And if ito na yung sinasabi ko, any entry or any team that misses at TC will be penalized a maximum of 300 demerits or what we call the 5 minutes. Okay? And yan is 5 minutes times 60 seconds. So that's why it's 300 demerits. So missing a TC will also mean that there will be no start time for the next TC, and then you will be penalized another 300 maximum 300 demerits na naman for the next TC. No? So make sure that you have a start time for the next one. So therefore, we suggest you go back and find the missing TC. Okay, so next one. So sa rally finish, the finish of the rally will be indicated at the final action points, the road book. Okay, there will be a TC checkpoint at the end. We will collect all your time cards, your trivia questionnaires, and we will require that you send your pictures right away to our cell phones, no? Especially sa akin. Huh? And the organizers will announce where the awarding ceremonies will be. Usually, we will have this about a week after, within the week, and we will announce where it will be here in Metro Manila. No? And then any inquiries or protests should be submitted sa written form right after the event, okay? Yung and bigay before para we can act on it before the official awarding. Official results, press releases will be given, will be done, and hopefully, since sponsor natin DOOH, the winners, the top 3 you will get to see yourselves doon sa malaking billboard. Nakita niyo si Mike Potenciano na happy birthday. Kayo naman na nandun sa taas ngayon. Okay. So, general tips. So, the first rule of TSD is to stay on course. Okay, if you stay on course, you can find the finish. If you can find the finish, you can find the post-rally party. The second rule of TSD rally is to stay on time. If you stay on time, you can win the rally or at least place high enough to give you bragging rights to at the post-rally party. Okay, so run the rally, have fun, and good luck. We'll see you at the party. However, if you want to run a TS rally the way it is intended to be run, please read the rules, and we'll provide you the rules right away. Okay, so Godspeed to all. Okay, so yan ang ating counting presentation. Okay, guys, there you have it. And I know marami kayong question. And please shoot. And we will have a seminar, a briefing naman. Okay, so this is the seminar for the newbies. Alam na to ng mga participants natin before. And hopefully, yung mga tao naman na hindi, na we invite you to go next week na naman dito sa atin. And we will generally try to, get you on the next week. Yung event briefing will tell you naman yung mga tips and inside on what we're going to do sa Clark. Okay? Like ano yung mga stages, ano yung mga what to expect. And minsan nagbibigay kami ng mga unannounced na checkpoints, ina-announce na namin para tulong rin sa inyo. Okay. Okay, so question. Oh, do you want to see the route? Alam ko hindi pa pakita, pero since kayo nandito, hindi nyo na makikita to at hindi kayo medyo but we are negotiating first of all ito share ko yung screen. Okay, nung ating muna. Okay. Generally, ito yung route. As you can see, medyo hindi nyo maintindihan yan. Okay? Sa Google Map, this is the whole Clark basically. And this is where we're becoming from. All around yan, iikutan natin. So kahit pakita ko na sa inyo, hindi nyo alam sa anong kalye mga dinadaanan. Okay, so don't bother to copy it, Luis? Okay. So next one, ito ang mga kailangan nyo makita. Okay, ito naman yung sa Clark Global City. And as you can see, dito sa Clark Global City, we will have a special stage. Okay, ito yung very exciting of them all. Ang mangyayari niyan is this special stage, you will nominate. You go one practice lap around it. You will now nominate your time to the nearest second. Okay? So kaya maganda rin meron kayong stopwatch. Okay? And then you clock yourselves, do your practice run, and clock yourself sa finish. And then nominate your time that you can do it. Okay? Ang gusto ko lang ano siya, again, we will give 1 demerit for every second that you're off your nominated time. Okay? So this is a very nice stage. Na this is an introduction actually to our what we call in our ROC, yan, arrive and drive format. Okay? Ano yung arrive and drive? We have this support class in our Rally of Champions. And this AAD is you bring any car, you practice with it, and then you nominate your time. And doon sa nominated time mo, you try to hit it as close as possible. Again, doon naman sa ROC, 0.1 of a second, you have 1 demerit. Okay, 0.1 of a second, you have 1 demerit. So very, very, ano siya, crucial to be right there. And doon sa ROC, no gadgets are allowed. No communication, no timers, no anything. So you have to be right on the dot. And ang mga nananalo sa arrive and drive, believe it or not, are lady drivers and first-time drivers at that they are very consistent. So you don't have to be fast, you just have to be consistent in arrive and drive. And maganda sa lahat doon, you don't need a modified car, you don't need a fast car, you can use any car for arrive and drive. Okay, so yan ang ating short ano. Any more questions? I hope that you saw yung ating yung ating mga posts about the regularity rally versus regular stage rally. So it's there. The links is in our group. If not, I posted it here also in the chat room. Try to open that. And it will give you a little more explanation of what we intend to do. No?
My question.
Okay, yes, Paul.
Oo, so to that point, no. So magkakaroon din ng parang kumbaga transport stages before the regularity section, tama ba 'yan?
Hindi na. Ang ating transport stages is already included. So the whole rally will be basically once we start, it's already considered part of the event.
Copy. So walang transport. Okay.
Walang transport, no.
And then yung sa sorry, si Nico muna. Then
Okay.
I'll go to the device.
Sige, Nico. Okay.
Yeah, actually related there to transport. So
Okay.
since we're encouraged to use advised to use yung Rabbit Rally,
Yeah.
there won't be any more a odometer calibration.
Odometer calibration wala na.
No more.
Yeah,
because we're relying on the apps. Mas exact yung apps kasi.
Yes. In fact, when we did our audits already for the route, it will be ang mga difference is the thousands lang.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
hanggang doon sa second decimal for the hundreds, for the tenths, it is quite good.
One last question, Mike.
Yeah.
Iba you were you gave us an example nung kayo ni Lindy when I think you did the ARCC na you missed checkpoint 1.
Yes.
And then knowing na yung penalty, that the maximum demerits is 5 minutes, no? 300 demerits. You went back. So I guess in their rules, walang penalty or demerit from approaching the checkpoint from the wrong direction.
Oo, yeah.
Uso dati, 'di ba? Dati yung mga ibang run, they have that.
Oo, sa amin walang problema
Wala.
yan.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and in fact, I heard dun sa TDC meron, no?
Meron.
Yeah, JB knows.
Another, out of route ka na.
Oo, out of
Yeah.
route ka na kaagad if you don't come from that direction.
Yeah.
Oo. So, okay pa rin yun. And I heard kasi JB, yung last time when I talked to Pepon also, was supposed to be yung start time mo, from the first at the start of the stage, at the start of the event, will be your start time all throughout hanggang dun sa finish ng stage, no? And then binago daw nung stage 2 na.
Yes.
Oo, tayo dito, we're only, ang maganda dito sa format natin is ang start time mo is only for that specific stage. And then pagdating mo sa checkpoint na unannounced or announced, no? At red yun, may bago ka naman start time. So that's why kung may bukol ka sa isang stage, hanggang doon lang yung bukol mo.
Doon lang.
Oo.
Nice.
And then zero ka na naman sa next hanggang doon ka lang sa 5 minutes na yon na bukol. Kung aabot kang 5 minutes, no? So it keeps everything very compact and very competitive. And
So,
yeah.
sorry.
Yes,
So,
yes, ikaw.
sige. So for Rabbit Rally,
Yeah.
every TC,
Oo.
you reset it, in other words, because it's like the new. Tama ba?
Yes.
Reset.
Oo,
Reset.
yung ginawa, ito, pakita ko muna yung rabbit up kung ano itsura, ha?
Very helpful. That
Ito,
helped a lot in her
yan,
timing.
yan,
Rabbit.
rabbit up yan. So yan rabbit up na yan, if you can see, can you see my here, yung pointer? So dito, meron na siyang mga yung navigation, which is yung mga distance, yung mga hindi pa natin yung ginagamit ngayong feature na yan. Okay? We're not yet making routes using that app. So, ang makukuha mo lang is basically yung time odometer, yung average, yan, ito, yung odometer dito, no? Yan, ito, odometer, and yung time na yun, no? So, that is what we will need, no? And generally, if once you download it, pipindutin mo yung, if I hope I can, if my camera will be good enough here. Pipindutin mo ngayon yung odometer reading, and doon sa odometer reading, no, you can build in your change it again. Ang masama lang dito sa Rabbit Rally app nga pala, by the way, is you will, ito, yung mga tunog na yan, nagko-connect siya sa GPS pa sa labas, no? Ngayon, pagka napansin namin, pag hindi ka connected sa GPS, tigil rin ang rabbit app mo. Okay? Yung odometer mo, hindi rin gumagana. Ha? And when will this occur? When there is bad weather. Okay, now that is a problem. When there's bad weather, baka hindi connect yung yung rabbit app. Okay? So another one, so hopefully meron ka rin yung iba, di ba, may Garmin na ginagamit pa na GPS So yun, tumutulong rin yung Garmin. Okay? And ito, ewan ko lang nakita nyo. Tayo na, parang wala pa, hindi nakikita. Ayan, ha? Medyo mahirap makita dito. Anyway, so pag dinownload nyo, yan, okay. Pagka dinownload nyo, and you press odometer, meron na ba kayo Rabbit app na download, mga kasama? Okay, meron na kayo Rabbit app? Wala pa?
Meron.
Wala
Very
pa?
helpful.
Oo. Okay, sa Android. Anyway, so pagka meron kayo rabbit app na pinindot yung odometer, okay, lalabas, merong figures na pwede kayong i-punch in. And pag na-punch in yung figure na yon, you will be able to zero. Meron siyang cancel sa baba, meron zero, may okay. Yung zero is yung ginagamit nila Tatik. So pagdating nila sa action point, pa-punch in nila zero. So magzi-zero yung odometer ulit. They start again from another interval. So it's really very helpful, a little time consuming. And ako naman, ina-advise ko lang sa kanila, hindi ako masyado nag-a-agree dun sa interval dahil masyado, especially if it's if it's very technical yung course. kayo sa TDC medyo malalayo mga action points, no? Pwede kayo mag-zero. Pero dito sa ating Clark event, very technical. Minsan 100 meters lang, less than 100 meters, mayroon ng turn. So, ang akin, wag nyo na i-zero, wag na kayo sa interval kumuha kayo sa total. Okay? And doon sa total, mas it will be less stressful sa inyo to 0 and 0 para sa interval. So, yun ang gamit namin nung nag-plot kami ng course. Hindi kami nag-interval, nag-total kami. And again, some tips rin nga pala to the newbies here. Not all intersections or turns will be written down on the road book. So, trust yourselves na pag hindi dumating kayo sa intersection na wala kaming action point, ibig sabihin lang noon, dire-diretso lang kayo. Okay? Follow yung direction na ginagawa nyo. Okay? And if ever meron lang change ng course or naka-indicate na straight on, doon lang na merong pwedeng traffic condition, yun lang yung nilalagay namin sa roadbook. And if you have time, try to go around Clark. Okay. Okay, or at least tingnan nyo sa Google Maps. Okay, any question?
Mike, isa pa.
Yes.
Lalo na para sa mga newbies, will you be able to share with us, let's say, a practice road book para Metro Manila so we can try
Yes.
parang kumbaga kung ano yung dynamics ng team?
Yes, we can. We'll share our road book that we did in BGC and Makati. And that is why it's a very short one. It's you don't have to go far, and it's over in about less than 2 hours. No, you finish it already. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, so we can familiarize them with the Rabbit Rally.
yes, and then magsi-0-0 lang kayo sa driveway ng Auto Hub BGC showroom, yung dating Mercedes along 32nd Street. Oo.
Tapos suggestion mo doon, if wala nang interval din, gamitin na lang yung total.
Oo, kasi very technical rin yung aming shakedown. So don't use na the interval. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, and then if very fortunate kayo na nandito pa si Static, hilahin nyo na at magpaturo na kayo sa kanya around kasi I heard nga na 3 times siya umikot doon sa BGC route na shakedown kasi talagang she wanted to familiarize herself with that rabbit app and the road book.
So ginamit niya pang practice.
Oo, baling ginawa niya the shakedown, di ba? Pagkatapos na shakedown, I think ano ba sila? Nanalo is yung sila Paul, yung CAD team, and the second sila. And then sa third was yung team ng so anyway, so ayaw ni Tatik mag-second, gusto niya first. So talagang nag-practice pa siya. Sige, I'll share it to you. I'll share it sa chat group natin.
Sige, magagamit namin yun.
Yeah, okay. And download nyo na yung Rabbit app. And I heard na yung sabi nila, it's also available sa iTunes na daw. No?
Yeah, it is.
iTunes or sa
iPhone.
sa Play Store lang yung Android phone kasi yung akin eh.
It's in the iPhone app, yeah. In fact, my is in my phone.
Oh, okay, yung Rabbit
My
app
phone,
na.
yeah.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so Antay, last question. Nga pala, before tayo maghiwalay-walay. Una picture taking muna tayo. Oo, baka pwede naman everyone turn on your para mayroon tayong picture. Makita naman nagtrabaho kayong lahat. Bong. Ayan, okay. Yan, si RCC, Nico. Sab, are you here? Okay. Okay. Sige. So anyone else? Wala na? Okay. Say hi. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So last question. So if we sa October 30, okay na kayong lahat? Except si Luis, no? Oo, si Luis ang will not be able to make it. So kayo will be okay na kayo, no? So Luis, ikaw lang wala, no? Oo. Yan. Yeah, Luis, no? Ikaw won't be there, no?
Yeah, I won't be able to go for October 30 because I have an event commitment. Pero
Yeah.
if it's on November 5, then
Oo.
pero I'll let you guys still know if ever I would make it.
Oh, sige. And then I posted na yung mga future dates natin. The 3 more dates chat ano, so you can indicate it na. It's January 14 to 15 yung next one. Sorry to yung third leg will be April 8 to 9, and then yung July will be a 3-day event, July 14 to 16. And this one we're reserving this somewhere sa north, no? So Baguio, La Union, yeah. And hopefully mag-ano tayo doon, 2 overnight. Huh? Okay. And hopefully by that time DOT ano na tayo sponsored. So libre na yung hotels. Tutulugan natin. And then host natin yung mga LGUs. Okay. And JB, gawa na tayo ng ano, Visayas legs. Diyan na, Visayas Championship. Bacolod, Cebu.
Yes. Come over, please. Yeah.
Okay. Kasi I'm also planning one sa Puerto Princesa naman. So include ko na si Visayas yun, even though Region 4 siya.
The roads here are really nice. The mountain roads. There's a lot of twisties and good fun. The roads here.
Alam mo, ako, I've only been in the city. I've not yet been around the bundocks ng Negros. Even ang maganda dyan, sigurado, yung mga sugarcane fields nyo, kung saan yung nakakalito. Oo, sige. Okay, so Nico, okay ka na, Nico?
Yeah. October 30, it's good.
Sige, good. And hopefully, we all get to see you. And lahat, please write down your teams. Hopefully, madagdagan pa tayo. Let's try to hit for a 20-car setup para naman medyo masaya. Huh? And we're trying to convince yung aming 4-time champion, consecutive champion, sila Reyes family to be there. Talagang ang galing ng mga pamilya na yun. Father, 2 daughters, and 1 son. Ay, nako. Very good team. Perfect. Nakita, we included them nga sa mini team. Sila rin naligaw sa checkpoint 1. So, pare-pareho kami naligaw talaga. Yan ang mahirap pagka provincial routes na. I don't know kung kayo, ba't kayo naligaw, JB? Doon sa ano nyo? Wala kayong ligaw. Oo, mechanical problem.
2019, me and Nico, kaming dalawa to the Cebu. Naligaw. We got lost in one of the turns.
Yeah, you know why? I was just telling JB now, because you said that there will not be any directional changes na hindi nawala sa checkpoint, nawala sa action point.
Sa action point.
That's right. So you're not and you said also in between action points we may be passing intersections, but you're just made to go straight. Basta walang left or right.
Indication.
Yeah, yung route ni Pepon in 2019, they gave a hard copy of the route book. Okay? And then verbally lang before people were flagged off. They said na, it's on Google Maps. And then in Google Maps, when you get to this intersection, take a left.
Okay.
So ako naman, I don't like using maps.
Yes.
I use the route book. So when I was navigating for JB, when we were approaching that T, it's a T junction.
Junction, okay.
The road, bare right ang road.
Ang
Nag-curve
normal
right.
road. Oo,
Yeah.
okay.
And then yung action point, walang instruction
It's
na
not
liko.
written.
Kasi
Oo,
the
not
next action
written.
point would have been like 5 kilometers down the road.
Wow.
7 kilometers down the road.
Oo.
You know, we're the only car that stayed on the road because everyone naalala nila yung advice ni
Yung
Pepon,
advice
left
na-
sila because they were using Google Maps. Kasi on Google Maps, it's telling you where to pass already. So that's the
Oo.
disadvantage kasi parang you know where you're gonna end up na. So parang
Okay.
the spirit in which the route book is given, parang hindi siya parang may disconnect sa Google Maps.
Yes.
So JB and I ended up 7 kilometers and then
Down the
we
road.
decided to turn around.
Oo.
Yung car, the car died.
Yeah.
JB's car died. So we had to wait 20 minutes to restart it. Then we had to make our way back. Sayang no JB, that was if not for that turn, we would have scored
could have-
well. Yeah, podium dapat. Not
Okay,
for-
sayang. Alam mo, yan, those are the stories that we will treasure the whole of our life. Talagang, ang dami rin nangyari sa amin yan. And it's not, sometimes it's the boo-boos na hindi natin makalimutan. Yun talaga yung mga that stays with us forever. Anyway, nga pala, isang pang tip. Hopefully, nandun kayo sa sa Wednesday. Yes, a briefing. Okay, online. Oo.
Online, pwede online.
Online rin yun ulit. Okay, JB.
Yeah.
And yun ang mga, we'll give the more detailed of the event na that time. And some tip nga pala na we'll share it there. Sometimes, we also, kaya kami nag-audit na ngayon, yung minsan yung right, nagkakamali ako sa right at saka sa left, no? But ang tama doon, ang priority na tama is yung drawing, yung tulip direction. So if the tulip tells you to go left, okay, go left. Kasi minsan doon sa information or sa description, nakalagay turn right. Okay? Pero actually left siya. So ang priority yung drawing. And doon sa shakedown, merong mali na ganon. Yeah. And pinoint out sa akin ni Hirsch yun. Sabi ko na Hirsch, pasensya na at nagmamadali ako nung ginawa ko yung shakedown. Pero ito, hope we have audited this, so no problem na to. But it can happen. Okay, so anything else? Wala na, sige. So we'll see you again Wednesday. And again, thank you everyone. And have fun. We'll give you the route. And Paul, see you there. Okay, I'll send it to you. And practice na kayo. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
You.
Here. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Paul.